As an athlete, taking the next step to place your skills on a bigger stage is a goal, a dream, a plan you are willing to work towards. How can you make sure you know the best way to direct your recruiting efforts? How can you make yourself known? What should you be cautious of as you move forward? What will life be like as you become an athlete on a college campus? I've worked hard towards lacrosse my entire life, and I'm honored to be able to play at the college level. I encourage whoever wants to as well because it's a blast. Hi, I'm Duplechin, and this is Understanding the Recruitment Process. Moving into college athletics will challenge your athleticism, emotional intelligence, communication skills, willingness to speak to people who can determine your future, academic strength, and ability to make quality decisions. We know from your athletic history that you have enjoyed challenges, so your recruitment goals continue that drive for personal improvement. You can do this. There are quality education and athletic opportunities available at the D1, D2, D3, NAIA, and junior college levels. You have to do your homework to determine each school's value beyond the title of the division in which they reside. Let's take a minute to discuss the numbers so that you can all understand what you're getting yourself into. Should you decide to pursue college athletics? Fewer than 10% of high school athletes continue to compete in college. Further, the number of students moving on to college athletics differs from sport to sport. For example, more than 75,000 students compete at the high school volleyball level. Of those, fewer than 4% move on to play at D1, D2, and D3 colleges combined. For a football team with more players, the number of players moving on to college is closer to 7.5%. These numbers remind us that we need to be good at what we do, willing to work hard to get better, take direction from coaches, and be solid in our academic work. These numbers also show that no matter your sport, you must work to understand the recruiting process. The initial step is to investigate yourself. You need to honestly and clearly evaluate your athletic skill set. Be willing to take on the work to be successful through recruitment and within the sport, and evaluate your academic record. Take inventory of your academic work, activities, AP test scores, dual enrollment classwork, SAT, ACT testing scores, employment, and other qualifiers for general college admissions. You cannot count on the athletic department to carry you into admission if you cannot meet the general admissions criteria. You'll need to complete an application for the college you choose, so having all of your qualifications together will benefit you down the line. Next, you must consider what kind of college you want to attend. And no, answering this point with the statement, "Any school that will let me play," is not correct. Your college match needs to meet most of your college selections criteria, even if athletics were not the part of the decision. Do you meet the individual college admissions criterion? Do they have your desired major? Can you access scholarship or grant funding beyond any athletic funding? What is important to you as you plan your recruiting journey? You can adjust your desires as you learn more about the schools interested in recruiting your talents, but knowing what you want will help you identify colleges that are great for you in your future and those that aren't so great. Your next step is to register with the NCAA as an athlete interested in recruitment. This registration does not cost you anything. While on the NCAA site, search for a calendar of your sports recruiting periods and review the recruitment rules. Remember that the rules are different based on Division I and Division II classification or junior college, and the contact calendars are different for each sport. Know the rules. They can make a great difference in knowing when coaches can contact you, and remember, there are different recruiting periods for each sport. You must know the process for your sport. Recruiters or coaches can reach out to you during specific contact periods, but you can email them or mail them information anytime. Recognize that if they're interested in your talents, they will contact you when they can. There are also specific rules for on-campus visits. Now, if you want to play for a Division III or NAIA schools, the rules are less restrictive. This is because these schools do not have scholarship money to offer athletes. However, these schools still offer the opportunity to compete, to get an education, and to establish yourself as an athlete. As you think about how you present yourself, you must determine how you will use your social media accounts. These accounts show coaches who you are and what is important to you, and give you a chance to share your newest achievements. Try to be judicious in what you post. Keep it clean, positive, and focused on your work to meet your goals and support your teammates, friends, and family. If you need to clean up past postings, do it now. A quick note. Following the social media accounts of schools, coaches, and the sport that interests you can help you understand the personalities of those involved, the expectations held, and the rhythm of the sport's practices and games. Spend time with all of your high school and club coaches. Let them know that you want to pursue athletics in college. Ask your coaches if you can share their information. Ask about the skills they believe you should be promoting to college coaches, and ask them what you need to do to improve your skills to make you a better athlete and to make you more marketable at the next level. College coaches may never choose to contact your high school coaches, but knowing that you are not afraid to have that conversation take place speaks volume. Also, make sure you have all the statistics that coaches keep on your performance so you can make them available to recruiters. Make sure you know if any film from high school or club team is available for your highlight reel and you know how to access that film. As an athlete who is entering in the recruiting process, you need to share a few expectations with your parents. Parents tend to want to be involved in everything that encompasses their students' future. The bottom line is that there are roles parents are encouraged to play. So share this part of the video with your parents. Parents should discuss with your student what the student is looking for in a coaching staff, athletic experience, and more importantly, a college, academically and beyond. Be realistic about your athlete's skills, abilities, knowledge of their sport, and dedication to their growth. Beyond practices and competitions, supporting your student as they reach for their goals is far more satisfying than pushing athletes to live your dreams. Make sure your student knows the financial support available from your family. Your athlete may be receiving funding for school, room and board, but what about financing trips home or making up the difference between what a school will pay and what a college will cost? Proof any written contact with a coaching staff member. Don't change how your students present themselves, just encourage good grammar and complete sentences, just as you do with their college applications. Help organize the information your athlete needs to collect to create their resume, report statistics, and collect and catalog film. Teach your student how to speak with authority figures. Can they look them in the eye, present ideas that may be uncomfortable, and answer questions thoughtfully? It is also your duty to put your student at the forefront of all communication with all coaches. You speaking in place of your athlete in any of the process indicates to the coaches that your student is not mature enough to manage their own business. You speaking for your athlete tells your young adult that you don't trust them to stand up for themselves. Speaking in place of your athlete means you have given up a great opportunity to provide them with feedback and help them grow in their ability to self-advocate. Help your athlete through the decision-making process while being clear that it is their decision. You can play devil's advocate, help them walk through their selection criteria, and even indicate your concerns to your athlete. But in the end, help your student move forward with their own decision-making process. And remember, it is their decision.
Athletes, do not be scared to tell your parents to back off a little bit, because if you're able to talk to your coach and professors, you'll have to be able to tell your parents when they're stepping too far into your bounds and you need them to just take a step back. With that being said, it is an exciting time for families, so parents, you can be involved in some ways. Here's some things you can do. Be a devil's advocate and make sure that your athlete understands some of the pros and the cons to the schools that they're looking at. Help your athlete to create highlight videos and film videos to send to coaches, and make sure they understand that this is a hard process and it's not going to be done in a day. When it comes to the end, make sure that you help your athlete to understand all the things that they want in a school and ensure that their final choice has all those things. Most importantly, parents, please be supportive of your athlete. Whether this be pursuing a college sport or not, this is the decision that is best for them, and you have to put away your own beliefs and your own thoughts to be able to support them in their next steps.
A large portion of being recruited as an athlete has to do with knowing what you are getting yourself into and preparing information on your academic and sports careers to this point. Do the work. While it is often said that if you are talented in your sport, the next opportunity will find you, that doesn't mean you can't work to make your skills known to coaches or to increase your profile by marketing yourself. You'll need to reach out to coaches and recruiters to make yourself seen. There are many components to getting coaches' attention. The whole concept of how to present yourself to colleges is not an exact science. With coaches being individuals and athletic programs and colleges holding different standards, recruiting focuses, and admissions requirements, it is impossible to say that there's just one way forward. What we do know is some basic steps need to be taken. All can be adapted to your personality, performance, and access to tools that can help.
When I ultimately chose to pursue my dream of playing college lacrosse midway through my junior year, I began the process by writing emails, figuring out my highlight tape, and throughout this process there's lots of highs and lows. Whether that be getting your first college phone call, not getting a call back from a coach, you have to understand that all this is part of the process. The coaches also have a job, and that is to talk to hundreds of kids like you that hope to be playing at their school one day. You have to understand this, that their time is valuable, and that you can't just be expecting to get a call back right away.
You can run your entire recruitment process by yourself or within your family. You do not need to pay for services or individuals to help you be seen. You can make choices based on your financial situation, the amount of attention you had earned in high school, and your willingness to work for your college athletics goal. It should be noted that, as with college admissions, there are individuals who will manage your recruitment process for a sizable fee. There are services that will allow you to access their online service to host your profile. There are consultants who will provide information and direction, and then you can follow through with the information they present. And there's doing the work on your own. First, determine if there are any free or paid services that will help you gain visibility you can't get on your own. Next, figure out if your finances will allow you to utilize assistance. Research what is available, what the cost will be, then decide what level of service, if any, you need and can afford. Now it's time to put together a resume reflecting on your athletic accomplishments. This resume of sorts is where you list your awards, leadership roles, team records, personal statistics, notations on or links to exceptional performances, press or media clips, and a listing of the coaches who can speak to your performance and their contact information. You also want to highlight your academic prowess in this document. If you play more than one sport, reflect that as well. Many coaches value multi-sport athletes. You can post this information on free or paid sites that promote your information, or you can get a free website and build it out to send your skills to recruiters. You can build the site yourself or find a friend who would like the challenge. Use this site to upload your information, make your highlight reel available, and show social media postings and have a contact me portion that lets coaches know how to reach you. You also need to make sure that you have academic activity, employment, and other information on this page. Colleges will not necessarily recruit you only because your grades are strong, but they will stop if your academic record will not make it past the admissions office. You also want to demonstrate that you are ready for college level coursework. Be sure to state the year that you will graduate from high school. The next step is to put together your highlight reel. Many free or paid programs allow you or a creative, tech-talented friend or family member to put together a 2 to 5 minute highlight compilation to capture the attention of college coaching staff and demonstrate your skills. It is important that you show routine plays as well as demonstrations of your ESPN top 10 plays. When possible, show 1 or 2 plays that show what you are looking at when taking a pitch or setting the volleyball. Let coaches see how well you see the entire field of play. Show your ability to work well with your teammates if you play a team sport. Show as many skills as possible, rather than the same putt, shot, or bat path every clip. If you find a better clip, re-edit the video. Don't just increase the length of the reel. Now that you have all of these resources ready, you can begin contacting coaches. You can do so at any time, but we suggest that you start around the beginning of your junior year. You can email or snail mail materials or links to coaches with a statement of why you're interested in that particular athletic program. There are restricted dates when coaches can have a form of contact with athletes. Be patient if you are not reaching out during approved contact periods. Some coaches want very straightforward contact. Others are open to you being a little bit more creative. More than anything, you need to reflect yourself in your conversations and contacts. If you want to be comfortable in any college athletics program, you must be yourself.
One of the most important things for me during my recruiting process was finding a coach that I could really connect with and bond with, and that I could see myself playing for the next 4 years. For me in this process, that was somebody that was easy to talk to, that I could ask the right questions to, that have good answers for me, stuff that I not only wanted to hear, but stuff that was tough to hear and that I needed to hear from him.
Have a conversation with any coaches you may have played for in the past. Ask them their advice and assistance in getting attention to your skills. Some high school and club coaches have a large number of contacts. Others, not so much. But if they are willing to speak well of you to your recruiters, that's a bonus. There may be opportunities for you to play in a showcase, camp, or tournament where recruiters are present. The recruiter may be there to see you or someone else in the competition. You must show your best work by paying attention to the game and to your performance. If you are playing a team sport, helping your teammates look good is never a bad idea. Don't count on a camp or showcase to lead you to a scholarship. These events are expensive and do not often lead to athletes being recruited. But if you do find yourself in a situation where there are recruiters present, remember these tips. Don't show off. Try to use your play to show respect for the game and for your team. Show that you are willing to do the basics well. Watch your body language. Coaches do not want to see you put your head down or feel sorry for yourself. Stay focused on the next play and work hard to avoid making the same mistake twice. Demonstrate emotional intelligence. Show leadership by supporting those around you. Help the team stay focused on the next play. Do not denigrate the officials. Listen to your coaches and implement the lessons they are teaching in the moment. Coaches want to know that you are coachable. Control your attitude, teamwork, physicality, and mental game. When speaking directly with a coach or recruiter, be direct and able to look them in the eye. Listen before you react and do not get distracted from the conversation. Be in the moment. Making yourself known takes some work. It takes putting yourself into an arena where you might be rejected. That is never fun, but college recruiting is not always fair, so keep working. Be tough, be focused, ask others for help presenting your experiences and getting your name out to recruiters. And never forget to have fun with your game. If you get so caught up with recruiting, you might miss a chance to focus on how much you enjoy playing the game, and that would be a waste. While we wish it weren't true, we must stress that you, as the athlete, must stay current with all that's happening in college athletics. Please research and review all you can regarding recruitment in your sport. Also, read all scholarship offers and agreements well. You must stay current on what is happening in the recruiting world as it is changing quickly. Make sure that you are working with your high school coaches and the athletic director, pay attention to the NCAA website, and ask for complete and honest information from their coaches recruiting you. But remember, you must be willing to ask questions, understand all the rules, and understand the agreements you enter into. The recruiting process is not always fair. Anytime money or the potential for fame is involved, being a cautious, educated participant is very important, even if that money comes in the form of the opportunity for further education. Be careful, be vigilant, be willing to verify any offers and opportunities you pursue. Let's start by recognizing that in 2024, there are changes that have and will continue to impact college athletics. For example, the National Collegiate Athletic Association awarded athletes whose competitive seasons were interrupted by COVID-19 the opportunity to extend their competitive careers to compensate for that loss. However, the number of scholarships that can be awarded in each sport did not change until recently. The funding that college athletic departments have available still drives the awarding of scholarships. Second, the NCAA has created and normalized a process to allow student athletes to leave their current college and look for a new athletic and academic opportunity through the transfer portal. These changes have led to a greater number of athletes looking for a new school and allows coaching staffs to access athletes who have already had college experience. With a challenging personal schedule, understanding the depth of commitment necessary to be successful, and to students who have already proven their abilities in the classroom. Thus, transfer students may be seen as more valuable to college coaches than high school students do. Third, the NCAA has recently expanded the number of scholarship positions for each sport. In some cases, the numbers have more than tripled, except the NCAA is leaving it up to the schools to decide if they want to pay for those scholarships, in what sports they will increase scholarships, and how they will pay for them. This is brand new, so stay tuned for more information on how all of this will play out. And just to add to all the fun, there are current legal moves at the Division I level for student athletes to be able to unionize and become paid employees of the university, as all of the impact of name, image, and likeness or NIL policies and implementation are constantly adjusting. On average, less than 10% of high school athletes continue their sport in college, and less than half of those students are awarded athletic funding. Only about 2% of athletes play professionally beyond college. Scholarships are offered year to year and are always held at the coach's discretion. Generally, an athlete's continued participation on a team is not an issue. However, situations like a change in the coaching staff or recruitment of another athlete at your position can alter your scholarship. Even if promised, playing time is based on your abilities and work. You must put in maximum effort to remain relevant to your team. As you move forward through the recruiting process, there are other aspects of college athletics that you need to recognize. Division I, Division II, and junior colleges offer sports scholarships, while Division III and NAIA schools do not. Athletes must meet the admissions requirement of the college they will attend. You must also ensure your high school grades and activities will make you competitive for the academic institutions you want to play for. Athletes can accept academic and other scholarships regardless of whether or not they have athletic funding. Generally, those colleges that do not offer athletic funding will work to help athletes find other sources of money to help pay for their school. Even with the recent expansion of the number of scholarships that can be offered in each sport, it is not unusual for athletes to receive partial athletic funding. The schools then work to help athletes receive academic scholarships to allow each athlete to afford tuition and room and board. Again, this is when your high school academic performances becomes important. While all students can accept funding for their schooling costs and room and board without tax implications, all athletes must understand that additional college funding can be available through scholarships, grant salaries, or NIL funds. As you progress through college, if you decide you are not in the right school, you can enter the transfer portal. Keep in mind, there is no guarantee that you will be recruited off the list, so make sure you understand how the portal is used in your sport. Be sure to work with your parents, as they can provide support and insights. At the same time, you need to make sure your parents aren't coloring your recruiting experience past the point that you even recognize what is happening. You also need to make sure you are in contact with the college coaches. Your parents can support you through these meetings, but you must set the pace. Our last caution is that you look at your entire future. All athletes retire at some point, no matter how successful they are. Take advantage of the education being offered. If you're convinced that you will be an athletic money success, take accounting or business classes so that you are sure to be able to direct the funding you earn. If you're in a sport that is particularly challenging physically, take a nutrition or kinesiology course. All athletes should take classes that help them study how to maintain their mental health. Take advantage of the resources available to you as a student. Deciding on what colleges to attend may be as easy as being offered a place on the team at only one college, or as tricky as having multiple colleges fall over themselves to have you on their team. Both can be good places to be, and both still leave you with a decision to make. Understanding what they offer and what you need to move forward with your life is key to making the right decision. You need to make sure the school has the major you want to pursue, or that will provide you a good educational foundation as you choose a major. If you know what you are looking for in a college without worrying about the athletic component, you can be better prepared to choose the best situation once the athletic offers roll in. Remember that only 2% of college athletes go on to play professionally. You must take the college portion of being a college athlete seriously. The more complicated part of the decision is making sure you completely understand what you are being offered by each school. Are they offering you the chance to walk on, to be a preferred walk-on, or are they providing you with a scholarship? If you get a scholarship, at what level will you receive support? If they offer you the chance to walk onto the team or are interested in you as a preferred walk-on, that generally means that getting admitted into the university is up to you and your qualifications. You are not offered any athletic funding, but the athletic staff may help you locate academic scholarships or other grants to help you pay for the school. They're not offering you a place on the team, they're offering you a chance to try to make the team. If you are being offered a scholarship, be sure you understand the level of funding being provided. Are you offered the cost of attendance, room and board, books or school supplies, or more? Are any other financial offerings being made through NIL or other support? Find out as much as possible about when they need you on campus, then ask any question you can think of that will help you make a quality decision. If there's not a good match with any of the colleges making you offers, or if you are not comfortable with your options, you can say no. If you do that, be prepared to reopen your recruiting, to walk onto a school of your choice without financial support, or to change the level of athletic division you are targeting. Competition at the Division II, Division III, NAIA, and junior college levels can be fulfilling and intense. Please don't decide your future based on an image. Make it based on fit.
When it came to making my final decision, I had a few key points that I needed to make sure this school checked off. For me, this was things like finances and making sure that I got the right amount of money from both academic and athletic. The school was able to help me find money in the academic world that I didn't know was possible. So if I had one thing to say to high school students out there, I would say make sure to keep your grades up, because in the long run, you might get more from those than you will from any athletic.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, especially for your specifics. You need to be able to plan for your education, and if one school offers partial support while other college offers full support, that will be a part of your decision making.
You have to remember that college is only going to be 4 to 6 years of your life, so whenever you're choosing what to study, where to go, you have to understand that it's what you do within those years that will impact what you do for the rest of your life.
Try to speak with current athletes on the team you would like to join. What has been their experience? What cautions can they offer? What advice can they offer you?
The last major point for me for when picking a school was trying to find the right location for me and my family. Whether this being really close to home so that I can visit a lot, or being farther away so that I get my space, but also in a spot where I enjoy being there and I can make it not too much of a burden for my family to come visit.
Try to learn more about how strong the fit is for you. The coaching style, the team's priorities and reputation, the travel schedule, the ability for team members to be involved on campus beyond the team, and the expectations held for players will all play a part in determining if this is the right college for you. Ask about the support personnel that you will have available as an athlete. Are there designated academic advisors, mental health professionals for the team, disability advisors, or others who would be necessary to your decision? Every team and every school may not have special access to these services for athletes, so you may have to prioritize what's important to your ability to build your future.
I'm extremely lucky to say that I found a school that works for me academically, athletically, for my family, but most importantly, I'm having fun.
Be sure you understand the timing for response to an offer. You may have a very short window to decide. Thus, it's going to be important that you're as clear as possible on all that is offered and all that's not offered as soon as possible. Since you have already done your work to know what you need to be successful in college, you can merge all the information that you have collected from the school and decide. Make sure you are bringing your parents or guardians along through this decision-making process. The idea is not for them to decide for you, however, they can help you think through your emotions and the facts as you measure the opportunities available to you. This step becomes even more critical if you need funding from your family, or if travel for holidays or for the family to watch you perform becomes prohibitive. You may only know how successful your decision-making process was once you reach your sophomore year or beyond. It takes time to settle into the team and to the college, and everything can change as the team has turnover or if the coaching staff changes. Remember that scholarships are a year-to-year venture. Having a scholarship today does not mean you will have one the next year. While there are opportunities to transfer, the process is not always easy or successful. Try to make your initial match the best it can be. Now, with all that being said, once you decide and settle into being a college athlete, you're in for some fun. You're also in for hard work and having high expectations being set for you. Learn as many life lessons as possible now, such as laundry, wisely managing your money, car maintenance, first aid, sleep, eating habits, and mental health.
The day of the life of a college athlete is no easy task. Between practice, lift, conditioning, classes, nutrition, studying, there's a lot to take in. Just make sure you understand that going to practice is a non-negotiable, as well as going to classes. If you decide to skip classes, your coaches will know and it will affect you in the future.
You will be expected to attend classes and maintain your grades. Support programs will help you, from academic advisors to study halls with mandatory attendance.
As a student athlete, you also have to be aware about travel. This comes with a lot of challenges regarding missing classes, making up work, and just really being on top of things. You have to make sure to be proactive with talking to your professors, finding time to meet with tutors, and just really using all the resources that your school provides to you.
It will be very important for you to keep your eyes on the future, not just today. Even when school and your sport have worn you out, like every other college student, you'll be best served when figuring out what interests you want to pursue as a career. Gain experience and internships in those fields and work with the placement office to find opportunities upon graduation. You need to be able to work long hours, deal with uncertainty, and build your emotional intelligence. Coping with being away from your family, creating a new support system within your new community, and asking for help when needed are critical to building a successful future, no matter where life and your sport take you. But you'll also have fun. You will be able to continue playing the sport you love, and you will have an education that will provide an advantage for your future.
After a year of being a college athlete, I can confidently say that I made the right choice. I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy with my sport. I'm just glad that I put in the work that I needed to get there.
Making a wise decision and maximizing your experience in your chosen college can be challenging, but the rewards are worth the effort. Thank you for staying with us throughout this series. If you have any questions, please list them in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe for more videos on maximizing your college experience. Good luck!